So it may seem like forever since we were last at a point of excitement, a point of stability in the market. What's kind of strange is it was just December 3rd that ADA was actually back at $1.33 and was showing all the excitement in the world. And now we've obviously gone on some correction, some retracement. ADA's been chopping sideways, but we've gotten to this point where the market needs to make a decision. And frankly, looking at a few things in the charts, I would not want to be betting against the market right here. And I want to show you guys exactly what I mean. We need to talk about something that was maybe overlooked regarding the changes that have happened overseas. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So once again, I film my videos very early in the morning here. It's 5:43 a.m. Central Standard Time. U.S. money has not woken up and really tried to decide what they're going to do over the course of the day. And we're looking at this ADA trend. You guys can see that we are, in fact, still just slightly broken out above here. We actually did drop back down. We got some U.S. selling yesterday. Go figure. It seems like we have this very consistent trend now, again, of U.S. and overseas money doing the opposite thing. Now, overseas money pumped us up late last night. ADA actually got all the way up above 90 cents. Some people may have missed that actually. And we did correct. We came back down. We're sideways trading. So we'll see what the plan is today for U.S. money in general. But right now, we're again still just trying to hold this support. We're in this big descending triangle in terms of ADA. And what we're hoping for is obviously that breakout coming over basically the next week or so. Obviously, none of this is a guarantee. There's no financial advice. And frankly, right now, some are suggesting that we should, in fact, be salivating in the market. For example, this is from Chris Bernisky, and he said, loving where the market is right now, BTC is making PTSD people fear a precipice when it's already filled the liquidation wick and fell as far as 15% from its recent highs. Quality alts are holding or putting in higher lows on a number of important time frames. Funding rate and sentiment reveal the blood has drained out of the late blooming bulls' faces. Santa gave relief for a day but didn't deliver in full. That said, given all the bullish developments of Q4 are now masked by tinges of fear in the market, the setup is sweet for our entry into 2025. The short term is always unpredictable and volatile, but if you're a long-term investor with conviction, you should be salivating. And that's kind of how I've looked at this for a while now. These are obviously huge discounts in terms of ADA and the crypto market in general, or something I need to show you guys in terms of BTC. But right now we're down about 34% from our recent high. Now, what's interesting about this is I've seen a lot of the comments and specific users that were kind of body, right? That were saying all these negative things. Oh, there's a big crash coming, all these things, right? And with a flip of a switch, they've all turned bullish. Oh, $1 ahead. Like the exact same accounts, guys. And so what you're seeing right now is they were trying to inject fear and panic into the market. And what it really had to do with was, again, these new MiCA regulations that were coming into effect today. Now, they've already hit. Overseas is awake. It's almost noon across the pond right now, right? And what's interesting about this is there's this grandfathering clause that I think a lot of people overwork. So it said MiCA includes a transition phase allowing entities operating under national laws to adapt to the new framework. The grandfathering clause permits existing service providers to continue operations until July 1st, 2026, or until they obtain or are denied MiCA authorization. So basically, this big fear and FUD about today kind of turned into essentially business as usual because there hasn't been any update regarding USDT, at least as of the time of filming this video. We'll see, obviously, if anything changes as the day goes on. But again, remember, like we talked about, a lot of entities may, in fact, have been waiting for some sort of clarity, some sort of big event to take place today. And if it doesn't happen, they might be like, okay, well, I guess we can start to re-enter the market again, right? Now, obviously, we don't know what's going to happen, but in terms of BTC, we're doing exactly what we need to see. I did actually have a user, David, appreciate the comment. He actually talked about the weekly bearish divergence in terms of BTC, which is something which we hadn't really talked about. And you guys can see that we do, in fact, have some bearish divergence in terms of BTC. You guys can see the tops on the climb in terms of BTC on the weekly candles, and you guys can see the tops on the decline on the RSI. Now, that being said, that's something really good to point out. However, what I really want to point out is the fact that when we look at last market cycle, we have a very similar bullish trend in terms of BTC. And in fact, we had The same hidden bullish divergence on the daily in terms of BTC. You guys can see the bottoms on the drop there in terms of the RSI, bottoms on the climb here in terms of the price charts. So we're doing the exact same thing we did last market cycle. So although we have weekly bearish divergence, it wouldn't surprise me if over the course of the next maybe week or so, this gets invalidated. You can even see down below here, the RSI is actually starting to flip around. It's going to try to attack the signal line, meaning we actually might set in a higher high somewhere here in January or February, right? Now, this isn't a guarantee or financial advice or anything like that, but what I really want to point out is that over the course of the weekend, we were actually able to create a little bit of a CME gap, okay? And why this is important is CME gaps may or may not be closed, but seeing as this is an upside CME gap, we're probably going to want to close this as the week moves on. Now, the big question is when, right? What day does this in fact happen? Well, the interesting thing about this is we've gotten back into this point of really, really tight liquidity, okay? Really, really tight potential for long or short leverage liquidations. You guys can see that the one we talked about a few days ago, it did lead to a downside push, which is why we saw some assets retest the downside, ADA included, again, getting down to that 86, 87 cent range. But now what we've seen is actually the shorts again get really confident up here. This is billions of dollars of potential liquidations just between here and 96K. All right. Excuse me. What's interesting about this is this CME gap actually closes at 95.4. Okay. Hopefully we're piecing this together here. Yes, there is some potential downside that we could see if we do get an overall bearish sentiment, if we get some selling from, for example, US money today or tomorrow or something like that. But understand that these discounts right now, they're starting to be more recognized as discounts than downside potential. Hopefully that makes sense, okay? Because the large entities, again, they've been looking for opportunities to accumulate, and what they're getting right now is a big opportunity to accumulate. Now, I have to say on the ADA chart as well, what we're seeing too is, again, this momentum start to shift here. We're seeing that that RSI getting very close to flipping the signal line. And what's interesting about this is we actually saw this very same, I had so many things to talk about in this. We're seeing this same exact thing that took place actually back here in early 2024, as we basically hit our top, started to go into our correction. Obviously, we saw the RSI on the drop here, and then there came a point where we flipped around and started surging back to the upside. And interestingly enough, when we look at our momentum indicator, you guys can see we just flipped into neutral momentum here. We did the same exact thing as we started to enter 2024, kind of a similar time frame to even this very last pump we had to begin the bull market. So a lot of things are kind of aligning perfectly right now, I would say. Now, obviously, we don't know what's going to happen. This BTC moving one way or the other is going to influence the market in a big way. And we just have to hope that it's a bullish upside push, because if it is, we could see assets go on very similar runs, right? A percentage standpoint, okay? There is a lot of capital sitting on the sidelines, a lot of pent up pressure. And it's a question of which way do things burst, okay? So I just wanted to share with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Appreciate the comment, David. Hope you guys have a great day. Let me know your thoughts about where we're headed from here, but have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.